Welcome to Local Music Now. I'm Andy Friedman. We're missing our very special host, Gretchen Shade, tonight, but we hope that she'll be with us again real soon. But tonight, I have something so exciting for you, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So let me introduce to you Murder Attic.
This song's called Jacob Blue. Jacob Blue, I knew last year, likes talking to strangers and fighting tears. And I always loved being his friend, but I was never able to contend. Blackout drunks who smell like skunks, he's hometown often in their trunks. And I just can't stand those brainless thugs who don't even know how he likes bugs. Sitting in the garden, buzzed off his mind, staring at Mother Robin, losing track of time. Didn't have to be this way, but his so-called friends, they couldn't stay. His so-called friends, they couldn't stay. Liked by all, but loved by none, except his overbearing mom. I miss those days where he talked to me. I'm not a big fan of entomology. Don't get me wrong, he got great help. Dropped out of school for mental health. Now he can go a whole day without that need for a hit or a play. We're sitting in the garden, talking our minds, cheering for Mother Robin, losing track of time. Wish it could always be this way, but even I know that I can't stay. Even I know that I can't stay. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. This song is called Cemetery. The empty roads, and you wonder which you might have known they're faceless, at least until dark. We can have a meet and greet with the long lost souls. Reapers already reaped, tell us stories and consequent dreams. Sing a song, your voice is loud and clear. They want to sing along, but they can't. Their voices are long gone. We stand here on some fool's dark grave who died because he didn't know how to behave. I relate, just hope it's not too late. My mistake was to bring you down. I've looked for an escape, but there's nothing around, no way out. I guess I'll do it now. I failed, cried out, and sealed my fate. All I ever had to do was hesitate, and I'm left here in solitary to dig a faceless grave in the cemetery. Terror and emotion so strong, it eats away at my brain, so I do everything wrong, and they laugh, hidden under the grass. Maybe we should just go home. The walk is pretty long, and it's almost dawn, is what I'd say if my head were on straight. Here on some fool's dark grave who died because he didn't know how to behave. I relate, just hope it's not stand here on some fool's dark grave who died because he didn't know how to behave. I relate. Just hope it's not too late. My mistake was to bring you down. I've looked for an escape, but there's nothing around. No way out. I guess I'll do it now. I failed, cut out, and sealed my fate. All I ever had to do was hesitate, and I'm left here in solitary to dig a faceless grave in the cemetery.
This one's called Astro Boy.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You've been calling to the stars, 'cause you think the king of Mars might care about your little dreams, the silly songs you like to sing. You've been calling to the stars, but you won't get too far without redeeming qualities or some responsibility. When you fall, you're falling hard. Lot of work keeping up that guard when the punches don't stop rolling in. Blood stains and lipstick on your skin. When you fall, you're falling hard. Got one stone cold facade. Don't let it crack, don't let it break. Just wait 6 months, then blast off. Soon there'll be a day when you're flying away. But for now, the sky's looking gray, so you might as well stay. Oh, Astro Boy should wind up dead. If you keep staring at the stars, never looking ahead. I've seen you dreaming about a rocket to space. So Astro Boy, you got lots to do in this place. When you fall, you're falling hard. Lot of work keeping up that guard when the punches don't stop rolling in. Blood stains and lipstick on your skin. When you fall, you're falling hard. Got one stone cold facade. Don't let it crack, don't let it break. Just wait 6 months, then blast off. Soon there'll be a day when you're flying away. But now, sky's looking gray, so you might as well stay. Oh, Astro Boy should wind up dead. You keep staring at the stars, never looking ahead. I've seen you dreaming about a rocket to space. So Astro Boy, you got lots to do when you leave this place. There'll be a day when you're flying away. But for now, sky's looking gray, so you might as well stay. Oh, Astro Boy should wind up dead. If you keep staring at the stars, never looking ahead. I've seen you dreaming about a rocket to space. So Astro Boy, you got lots to do when you leave this place.
This one's called Victim's Card.
road is pretty out of touch, but I don't know if I can say face to face. But you can't complain when your favorite type of battle's when you're shooting arrows from a safe space, and it's all in vain. When you fight the rabbit first, but the tortoise always wins the race. Not fun thinking that you might have won. I'm done waiting for a chance to run. Drop your guard, the victim's part won't save you now. Oh, oh, ready for a shit show. Oh, oh, this game is gonna blow. Drop your guard, the victim's part won't save you now. I hope you had fun all those nights coming home at 2:45. On one hand, I could count the times you did something just for me, but it's such a shame that I never tried to fight it. Could have packed my bags and walked out free. I'll take the blame. You never were quite decisive, always my choice to oversee. Wow! Not fun thinking that you might have won. I'm done waiting for a chance to run. Drop your guard, the victim's heart won't save you now. Oh, oh, ready for a shit show. Oh, oh, this game is gonna blow. Drop your guard, the victim's heart won't save you now. No resentment, I tend to feel fine. These sort of things always heal with time. Scramble, just call over your line. Can't stop from running, then realize I'm coming. My dreams become reality on this day. When I hop on the plane and it's so far away. But you've got nothing to say. Can't stop from running, then realize I'm coming. These towns are seaweed, sunshine. Downtown's my taping style. Oh, so much more when you're fighting your fight. Can't stop running, then no one's coming. These thoughts are running through my head. Till I regret the words that I've said. I remember nights trapped in your bed, wishing I was running instead. No, I'm not coming.
This song is called Fall For Me.
Now everything is clear, I'm a ghost in your perfection. So why are you holding me close? Why are you calling my name? I don't wanna waste your time. Don't fall for me. 'Cause I don't have the strength to be your hero, and you're better when I'm gone. To tell, it's so damn hard to breathe, but I can't leave. No, I don't have the strength to be your hero. Don't let me drag you down. Don't fall. Of your affection. If you love me as I am, then let me go. 'Cause I don't have the strength to be your hero, and if only you could see that you're better when I'm gone.
Wow. Okay, I'm here with Murder Attic. All right. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, that was amazing.
Thank you.
That was incredible. The energy, I just
Yeah.
like felt it
Thanks.
right in here. Okay, so why don't you guys introduce yourselves, and then tell me the question on everybody's mind is, how did you get the name Murder Attic? So let's start with you down at the end.
Or my name's Eli. And
Just Eli?
Eli Younger.
There you
I don't
go.
know if we're on a last
That's
name basis.
important, yes.
And I play the bass in the band, and I write a lot of the songs. And yeah, so I'll hand it over to this guy.
My name is Alex Taliani. I play guitar and I sing, and I write some of the songs.
And I'm Troy Welling, and I play the drums.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, wait, let's get a round of applause for Troy for playing the drums. No, it really is. It's great. It's great. So, Eli, why don't you tell us the story?
So
yeah.
Murder Attic, as hardcore of a name it is, it doesn't like. We admittedly is pretty hardcore. Yeah. It just comes from the name of the studio that we mainly practice in, which is in the attic of my garage at my house, which has been dubbed the Murder Attic by my friends probably back in 2019, I want to say. Just because in its original state, before we moved the studio up there, it was pretty sketchy. You know, we got nails hanging out some places. It wasn't well lit. And so my friends were like, I feel like I'm about to get murdered every time I walk up here. And I was like, Murder Attic.
Really good.
And it kind of just stuck. It was like, we're going to go to the Murder Attic? Like, okay. And so that's mainly where we write, where we produce, where we practice. It's kind of just Murder Attic's home is in the Murder Attic.
So it's the Murder Attic.
The Murder Attic.
Yeah. So I'm getting the impression that, Eli, you're the main songwriter, or? Yeah.
I'd say out of the songs that we've written and released, I've done most of them, but all of it is in collaboration with Alex.
So walk me through the process a little bit.
Okay, so I'd say, I mean, it always varies. You know, we always try out new stuff and new strategies, but most of it usually happens with I'm probably either writing lyrics or like writing some chords or something, and then I'll immediately call Alex and be like, yo, I've got this idea, and I send it to him, and he immediately sends back something else like, great, and he plays something on piano or guitar or sings a melody for me. And so we really always bounce off each other. And nothing is totally written by one of us. You want to say something?
Yeah. Good.
Just to go off that, I think
Yeah.
Eli writes the majority of the very good lyrics that we have.
And they are. They're great.
And then, we'll bounce. We really workshop a lot of ideas off each other. Even if we write a whole song on our own, we're sending it back and forth and drafting with each other and stuff like that. Eli will come to me with lyrics. I'll come to him with a melody. We'll pull things together. We'll write new melodies. We'll change up old melodies. And so no, it's a very, I think it's a great process. It's a great
Yeah,
process.
I mean, it seems like it works, right? It works for you.
Very
you
well.
guys.
Very well.
Okay, and so tell us how the band formed. So the two of you met or in school? Go ahead, Alex. Why don't you?
The two of us met junior year high school. I was homeschooled beforehand. I came to Beverly High School, and I met this guy, Eli Younger, and I heard he plays bass and writes music. And I remember you showing me guitars and stuff like that at lunch or whatever. And then we started jamming together, and we wrote some good music.
Yeah.
And then.
Oh yeah, our guy Troy over here.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, how did Troy get involved? And
Troy's actually pretty recently into the group, but
boy, he really fits
clicked
right
on.
in,
It was
right?
amazing. We couldn't be happier, honestly.
Why don't we hear from Troy and
Yeah, come on.
see what's your experience working with Murder Addict,
As far as
Troy?
being happy, feelings mutual, guys. Yeah, it's been a blast playing with you guys these past few months. I'm trying to think. So our good friend Randy Leventhal had reached out to me, kind of a spur of the moment thing. He said, I know a couple boys in the Beverly area that are looking for a drummer. Are you for it? And I said, sure. Couldn't hurt. I was already in maybe 5 or 6 projects at the time, but I was glad to make time for these guys. These guys are really talented. I've got a ton of respect for them.
Oh, that's so wonderful. No, seriously, it's a real love fest. It's a real love fest
love
up
triangle.
here. Yeah.
Here, I'll pass this back before I say
We're
something
having a lot of
worse.
fun here in the BevCam studios today. That's amazing. That's amazing. So what I want to hear, Troy, let me ask you a question. Let's give the microphone back to Troy. Let's give the love to Troy here. Troy, so are you, as in most drummers that I know, are you in several bands?
Yes, 6, 7, 8.
Oh my
It's hard to keep track
God.
of nowadays, to be honest with
Oh
you
my
guys.
God. So tell me, and we're going to ask everybody, but tell me who some of your influences are and some of your favorite bands are and what moves you in the music.
What a great question. And it's
you.
one I get asked maybe all the time.
Yeah.
As far as influences go, I was probably the time I was like 3 or 4, just watching my uncle, Clifford Goodman, just performing on the drums was a huge inspiration, just seeing how the audiences reacted to the music and how much of a positive thing it was to express yourself musically for both the person expressing and the person expressing too. And ever since then, I've just kind of been doing what I'm doing now. Honestly, I mean, not to this degree. Don't get me wrong. Rome wasn't built in a day. But anyways,
You hear that, kids at home? All you have to do is have somebody that you really connect with, and then you
and practice.
practice.
Right?
Oh boy, my guitar teacher is gonna love that.
I'm sure.
Let's pass it on to Alex. Alex, some of your influences and
I
the
mean,
kind of music you like to listen to.
influences. Number one, my mom. My whole family on my mom's side does music: cello, piano, violin, and all that stuff. So I learned piano from a young age, and watching her perform is incredibly inspiring. And then my sister sings, and my brother plays. So my whole family is like a bubble of inspiration at all times. It's really nice.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And then as far as bands that I listen to and musical inspirations, Green Day's always been number one since forever.
Yeah.
Love Green Day. And then recently, I know me and Eli have been when we write, a lot of our influences are, and he can speak to this more as well, the 1975. And I'm trying to think. That's all I can think of right now. But yeah. Those are some of my big influences.
I'll help you out with those examples. We draw a lot of our lyricism inspiration from Phoebe Bridgers. We love Phoebe Bridgers and pretty much everything that Jack Antonoff has ever made. Who he's a big name in the music industry. He has his own band Bleachers, and he does a lot of work with Taylor Swift and a lot of those big female artists right now. and I just love all of his work. We love all of his work, and that draws a lot into our music. And yeah, I think we draw a lot of like stuff from maybe for our like harder, rockier songs from Palais Royale, and bands like pop punk like Green Day, stuff like that. And yeah, I'd say those are some big ones.
So let me ask you, what's like an artist that you really love that people would be surprised that you love
Surprised
based
that
on
we
your,
love?
your genre and the music that you make? Does anyone have
Surprised that we love. I don't know.
go on your Spotify? Is that you going on Spotify
yeah.
to?
Who do we love that you wouldn't think? I mean, I love the Pentatonics.
Yeah, there we go.
And I feel like that's like my guilty pleasure music,
Yeah,
like,
guilty pleasure music. That's good. That's really good.
Do you have anyone else?
Yeah.
I have a Sesame Street song on my playlist.
Oh,
Love Sesame
who
Street.
does? Yeah, that music's great. I mean, that's really great
I'm
music.
trying to think though. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I feel like there's a good amount of stuff that would like it's not in the music we put out at all, but we love listening to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think Phoebe Bridgers is like because you don't really hear Phoebe Bridgers in our music,
I guess
but
she's a contemporary. Anything classic? What about you, Troy?
Troy loves classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, classic rock.
Yeah,
I do
mean,
love classical music too. Don't get me wrong.
No, I
Bach,
mean
Beethoven.
anything. Maybe it's not surprising, but any musical influences that maybe are before your time and.
Oh well, we're talking about influences. That's a whole nother thing. Sorry, you stumped me on this one.
Oh, I'm
you have
sorry.
me going.
No. All right, well, you could pass along, and we'll come back.
Sure, yeah,
we'll
that's
come
fine.
back
Let me
to
work
you,
up an answer.
Yeah, we'll go.
Wait, what was the question?
What was the question? I guess I stumped everybody
is it just
with
more
that
musical, like musical influences that would surprise us?
question. Or just, or yes, we got some that surprised us, but also like kind of things from before your time.
A lot of actually melodies. When it comes to melodies, a
Yeah.
lot of musical theater.
Oh,
Musical
yeah,
theater. Yeah,
that is surprising, right?
Like
yeah.
Pasek and Paul, those writers
Yeah.
and stuff like that. A lot of that.
That's really interesting.
Love musicals.
Yeah, that's true. That's really, really interesting, and that is surprising. So yeah, cool. Really, really, really cool. So I'm hearing that. Okay, Alex and Troy, you guys come from like musical families or have musical people in your family. But how did you get involved in, like, for example, Alex? What great guitar playing. I mean, the tastiest licks. Okay? And I assume those are yours. Like, do you come up with those licks or?
A lot of the guitar licks, I'd say I
Yeah.
do. A lot of the guitar licks are me. A lot of the bass licks are Eli. But yeah, no, I've been playing. My first instrument is piano. I've been playing since I was like 7.
Oh, okay.
I
Great.
learned. I was classically
on.
trained.
Yeah.
So I got into that, and then I got into musical theater, and I
Cool.
sang and performed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the more I did that, I joined the pit. And then my mom would play piano, so I learned the guitar, and I could help her with the guitar and add to the pit band and stuff like that. And then I met people through musical theater that I started playing music with. I ended up here, and I met Eli, and I started playing music with him. But yeah, so it started like piano was my main instrument, and then I learned guitar. My uncle is actually a huge inspiration for me when it comes to guitar. He got me my first guitar, taught me a bunch about guitar, and yeah, so I picked up guitar, and that's kind of my big instrument now. And then singing came from the musical theater side.
Let's give it over to Troy. Yeah, Troy, same question to you, but I just also, because you're the drummer, right? But I saw you during sound check playing bass too. So how did you get involved in the drums, and what else do you play?
Before I get into that, dude, I had no idea you play keyboard in the pit. So did I. I did the same exact thing, man. Yeah, right on. Give me a bump. But yeah, as far as the multi-instrumental thing, that's just something I picked up along the way. I actually started on piano also. I don't know if you knew that about me. We're figuring each other out on the spot. This is great. This is good interview stuff. But yeah, I did piano when I was 4 or 5, again, classically trained. And then when middle school and high school came around, I ended up picking up the drum kit and jazz band. It didn't start that way, though. I was actually a bongo player, believe it or not.
You started as a bongo player?
I did, yeah. And my teacher was just so thrilled with how I was banging those bongos that it's like, here's a few more bongos, but they're a little different. You got to hit them with sticks, and the rest is history. Yeah, shouts out to Mr. Raywood.
That is, you heard it here first on Local Music Now, folks. Okay,
right,
you heard it here
that's right.
first. And then we'll give it to Eli, and you
go.
can answer that. And then I have one last question for you after that.
My first instrument is the trumpet, so it's a little bit more strange than keyboard.
Yeah.
So let's see. I started playing the trumpet when I was about, I think, 4th grade.
Yeah.
And I just kind of continued to do that. And I mean, I really enjoyed music. I think I really enjoyed music, and I kept playing trumpet because I really enjoyed it. But when I realized there was like more to music than just playing the trumpet and more that I could experiment with, I really branched out with that, and I started like making like beats and like songwriting, and I learned guitar and bass, and but like nowhere near like guitar like Alex here, but like still like it's just all about. And I realized like some of those fun things I can do in music is just experiment and just learn new things, because I'd been doing one thing for so long, and I just really wanted to just branch out, and just because there's so many things in music that you can discover, and just like to be able to explore it all is what I love about it.
That is so cool. And that's kind of inspirational right there.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Eli. So one last question, kind of a standard question we like to ask on Local Music Now, is if you could play with any band or any musician, dead or alive, who would it be? Oh, stumpy.
I mean, I don't know, like right off the top of my head,
Yeah.
I would say Palais Royale, because I mean, I saw them live, and they're probably the best live band I've ever seen before, and I just want to be up there, and just like I just want to just like jump up on the stage with them and grab a guitar.
Well, maybe
and just
one day it could happen.
Maybe one day.
So Palais Royale, if anybody from the band Palais Royale is listening right now, Eli, and not only, like he said, he not only plays bass, guitar, some keyboards, and trumpet. So there you go. Okay, Alex, question to you.
You can sing too.
And it's a little bit of singing too. Okay.
If I were to play with one band, though, dead or alive, I've got to go with The Who. When they were all
Ooh.
alive, because
Yeah.
they're, in my
Yeah.
mind, the best live band. They're so good live.
You've watched
used
a lot
to
of
watch all their
videos.
like live videos when
Yeah.
I was younger.
Yeah.
Like me and my dad would hang out
Yeah.
and watch their like their movies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I love The Who. I respect The Who so much. I just saw them recently.
Oh, how
even
cool.
Now, yeah, even now.
you
and
guys
they're-
at that show
What
together,
the
you didn't
heck?
even know.
Is that the garden?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude.
But even now, they sound awesome. They're killer. They're such a good group of musicians. And so when like John Entwistle and Keith Moon were still in the band,
Oh,
I would
yeah.
I would
Oh,
kill
yeah.
to play with them.
Yeah,
That would have
yeah,
been
yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Troy, your turn.
All right. I don't know. Maybe it's because of recent events. I recently became a bit of a Pantera fan, shamelessly. Yeah, really awesome band all around. I would love to sit in on drums with Dimebag Darrell. Oh my God, that man could play. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I got.
Awesome. Well, I want to say thank you so much. First of all, for playing and literally tearing down the BevCam
what
studios.
we do.
I mean, I don't think we're going to have to rebuild now that Murder Racket has been
Sorry
in the
about
house.
that. Sounds a check.
All right. Yeah. Yes. We'll be sending you an invoice. So
Sure.
But also, just thanks for coming and thanks for talking with me here today. We learned a lot about you, and we at Local Music Now wish you all the best of luck. So
Thank you
thanks
so much.
again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I want to thank everyone for watching and tuning in, and I want to thank Murder Addict for absolutely crushing it tonight, tearing down the studio. So I'm Andy Friedman, and I'd like you all to tune in next time to Local Music Now!